If I speak in the tongues of men and of angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have faith that can move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor, and give over my body to the hardship that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. My friends, welcome to the third week of Advent. The theme this week is love. The passage I just read comes from 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 1 through 3. In this particular chapter, it is an amazing description of love, of what love is and what love is not. But in these first few verses, it presents to us an if-then statement. It begins with the if. Too often in life, we use if as an excuse. Well, what if the worst happens? What if? And it prevents us from doing good things. It prevents us from moving on to what God would want for us and from us. What if? But in this particular passage, the if comes from a different perspective. It comes from more of an evaluation of what our life looks like. And each of these if statements refers to something positive, something that's good in life. If I speak in the tongues of men and of angels, if I'm a great orator and can tell great stories and engage people with words, these are good things. This is the way we learn. This is the way we grow, through learning, through speaking, through listening. But if I do it without love, I gain nothing. If I can see the future, if I can see with wisdom and understanding all that God would want for us and from us, this is a good thing. If I understand all mysteries and all knowledge, these are wonderful things. If I have faith that can move a mountain, how incredible that would be. To be able to inspire and show people a faith in God that can do incredible and amazing things. If I give everything I have to the poor, even my body to be burned, this is a tremendous witness. But all of these things certainly can be done for the glory of God, but they can also be done for the glory of ourselves. And so in this passage, Paul is making a point that as we give the things that we've been first received from God, we can do it in a selfish way or a selfless way. Think about the then statements. If I speak with great eloquence, but I do it without love, and I do it only to lift myself up, I'm only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. Not very good imagery here for those of us who seek to honor God. If I see the future and understand all mysteries, I am nothing without love. If I give my faith and understand the power of God in my life, but I do it without love, I gain nothing. My friends, we have struggled over the last several months with the global pandemic. And one of the things that has been tremendously difficult is certainly the isolation and the cancellations and the change and the alternating of our lives. But one of the things that specifically relates to this passage today and the theme of love is this little item right here. This is a mask. It's something that all of us have grown accustomed to seeing, using, and being aware of in the world. And one of the things I want to talk briefly about today is the thing that I struggle with most often during this time. It's mask shaming. You know it, you've seen it, you might have even done it. I know I've been guilty from time to time. And unfortunately, I've been guilty on both sides of the equation. Going into a place like Walmart or a large shopping center or even church, and questioning and wondering why people will not take the effort to put this thing on. Some people tell us that wearing a mask could drastically reduce the spread of this virus. But also, we've heard and we've seen people who say that it makes no difference at all. We know anecdotal evidence of people who wore their mask religiously but still received and got the virus. I don't know the right answer, But what I do know is that mask shaming is not the answer. Shaming people who wear masks, telling them they don't have enough faith, shaming people who do wear masks, and telling them that they are just fearful, or shaming those who don't wear masks, telling them they don't care about people. This is not the complete story. This is not treating folks with love. You may be speaking truth, and you may be speaking what you understand to be right in the midst of public health and keeping people safe. But too often we speak our words without love. What would it look like this week if we started treating these as an act of love? Not just wearing them in protection of ourselves and our families and our others, which there's some possibilities of that, but also treating these as an act of love when we see folks who are on the opposite side of the debate, and helping them to understand the love of God, not by just wearing the mask, but being understanding and compassionate for those who are not. In the book of 1 John, chapter 4, beginning in verse 16, it says, God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God, and God in them. This is how love is made complete among us, so that we will have confidence on the day of judgment. In this world, we are like Jesus. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear, because fear has to do with punishment. The one who fears is not made perfect in love. We love because God first loved us. Whoever claims to love God yet hates his brother or sister is a liar. For whoever does not love their brother or sister whom they have seen cannot love God whom they have not seen. And he has given us this command: anyone who loves God must love their brother and sister. And my friends, this passage is not just talking about our biological relationships. It's talking about our fellow man in the world, loving them enough to understand, to protect, to serve, to speak words of love, grace, and hope. My friends, I hope today that as you face the world, some who are wearing masks, some who are not, that you treat them with love, treat them with respect, and pray that God's deepest and richest blessing would be upon each and every one of us as we continue through this Christmas season. God bless you, and have a great day.